BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Next on the Bronx Journal, Nilko Martel from GIVE, a neighborhood beautification project, singer El Pelao, video music director Jay Cruz, and Omar Martinez from Salsa Studio Mambo 101.
This is the Bronx Journal, the television edition of the online multilingual community newspaper. Published by the students and faculty of the Journalism, Communication, and Theater Department at Lehman College. On the internet, on the radio, and on television, the Bronx Journal covers the issues concerning the people of the Bronx.
Welcome to the Bronx Journal. I'm Roberto Del Valle. They started out as a small neighborhood beautification project that soon became a lot bigger. They call themselves GIVE, meaning Getting Involved Virginia Avenue Efforts. GIVE's mission is to involve young people in beautification so that they can cultivate awareness of urban environmental issues through volunteerism, education, activism, and hands-on experiences. Joining me is Nilko Martel, the founder of GIVE. Ms. Martel, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So I wanted to ask you, what was your inspiration to start this program?
Well, I actually got laid off of work in December 2010, and March 2011 we started doing volunteer work with Parks Department.
Okay.
So through the experience of working with Parks Department and doing park cleanups and different restoration work, my kids and I decided to do a local project on our block.
Okay. Was it like difficult to start up your own program? Like in the beginning, what was the thought process that you went through?
Well, you know, I've always lived in the same building, and there were really long soil beds on a dead-end street where my kitchen window faced. So, you know, after a couple of months of doing some work with Parks Department, you know, I was drinking coffee in the morning, looking out the window and thinking, you know, these soil beds have always been, you know, full of dog waste and weeds and garbage. So I spoke to my kids about it, and, you know, they thought I was a little crazy, but, you know, we went outside and we started cleaning it up. And believe it or not, within a couple of weeks, you know, we created a presence, and neighbors, you know, neighbors started asking us, you know, like what we were doing, why we were doing it, and they joined us.
Okay. How many people are involved in this project overall?
Well, the past few years, we've had about 300 different volunteers come out since 2011 to the present.
Okay, wow, that's impressive. How do you get children involved? Like, is there a specific age that you target, or is it just anyone can come in?
We actually encourage anyone that wants to come and help out. We work with a lot of teenagers only because my kids are teenagers. They're 15 and 17, so you know, a lot of their school friends come out, and you know, kids from the neighborhood. But really, we even had a kid help us that was like 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
You know, and you know, so it's really nice. You know, we figure the younger they are, the better, because we can educate them and change behaviors.
Okay. Another question, just because this is something that you started on your own. How do you get funding for this program?
Well, in the beginning, I was unemployed, and we were actually just a couple of neighbors and I would, you know, put money together and buy soil and buy planters and different flowers. But then someone posted a link to our page for Citizens Committee of New York City, which is an organization here in New York who actually provides small grants to grassroots organizations. So that means that you don't have to be, you know, a big group. You can be just a small group of volunteers wanting to beautify your neighborhood, or, you know, do a project in parks. And if you have a solid plan, they will fund you.
Oh, awesome. Talking about like having just funding for other projects and other people that want to get started, what projects, like what other people do you work with that are involved in this kind of thing?
We've also worked, we've gotten some grant funding through Million Trees NYC, which is the city's initiative to plant trees, a million trees in New York, and they also offer mini grants and tree workshops. So we've also received some funding from them as well. And just this year, we conducted our first online fundraiser, which was quite successful. We were looking to raise $2,400 for the completion of 29 tree guards on Virginia Avenue. and we were actually able to raise $3,010. So
wow.
it was quite successful.
Since you're, well, it says Virginia Avenue Efforts, I'm guessing that's where you're kind of based because that's where you started?
Yes, yes.
Do you plan to expand further into the Bronx or even into other boroughs?
Absolutely, absolutely. The first block beautification that we did was on Newbold and Virginia, and we've extended it to Virginia Avenue. But most of our work, you know, is not just on the block.
Okay.
We do a lot of work in parks, Starlight Park, Concrete Plant Park. We do work along the Bronx River, Muskrat Cove, Shoelace Park. So we really are all around the Bronx. We'd like to expand our block beautification projects to other communities. That would be great.
What are like some of the events that you guys are like part of, and that are you gonna do any soon?
Yeah, we have one coming up. We're actually really excited about it. We are sponsoring It's My Park Day through Partnerships Park. So it'll be on Veterans Day.
Okay.
And we figured, how can we get kids out, you know, to learn about Veterans Day and the importance of Veterans Day, and especially how it relates to the Bronx. Okay. So the Department of Parks actually gave us permission to do a cleanup and a planting of daffodil bulbs, which are part of a 9/11 living memorial at the Old West Farm Soldier Cemetery on 180th and Vice. So that'll be on Veterans Day, and you know the kids have the day off from school, so it'll be a nice way, you know, for them to give back to the community and to come and to get educated about local history. We're teaming up with the American Legion, who's coming out to do a little memorial service for the veterans, and we also have Steve DeVillo, local Bronx historian, who's going to come and speak to us about the landmark cemetery.
Okay, yeah. There's obviously a very positive influence. How, like, what have you seen from maybe your own kids or other kids that are working in the project? Like, what have you seen that, like, how have they grown during this project?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because there's a lot of things that, a lot of positive things that have come out of this project. One of the things that I'm most proud of is the fact that I live in an area where there's a lot of people, a lot of immigrants that have come in, and there's a lot of language barriers. Okay. So my kids, have, you know, they go to public school, and they go to school with kids from Yemen and Bangladesh that live around the neighborhood. You know, it's local public schools, and they never really spoke in school. Okay. But through one of our projects, we were able to help them with a block beautification project they did on White Plains Road. And even though they were in school for 3 years together, they weren't friends.
They hadn't known each other.
Yes, yeah, but because of this, you know, this common theme of environment and block beautification, they've become friends. You know, and not only that, some of the older gentlemen that, you know, we really don't speak to because of a language barrier. When we did tree guards, it was really funny because this gentleman looked at us, you know, he observed us for a couple of days and finally just came over and grabbed the drill and held the wood, and we weren't able to communicate verbally, but, you know, there are universal, you know, nonverbal gestures like a smile, you know, and it was just really nice that, that we were able to break those barriers.
What kind of things do you do to make an appearance of like an area better? Is it like flowers only? Is it just cleaning up trash? What is it specific to an area?
You know, what we did on our block, you know, we made an assessment of everything that was wrong, and we tried to come up with different ways of how to correct that. So the cool thing about Citizens Committee of New York City is that along with a grant, they give you city services. So you not only get, you know, we got the first grant that we got through them was $1,000, but they also provided us a liaison through Department of Sanitation, Department of Transportation. So what we did was we had a wall that was strewn with graffiti, and Department of Sanitation came and they removed the graffiti for free. Department of Transportation came and they placed the street signs, which were missing for a very long time. So it's not just the beautification aspect, it's really taking control of your neighborhood and creating a sense of ownership and working along with city agencies to not only look at the environmental issues, but, you know, like what's really wrong here and how can we get together as neighbors in a community and empower ourselves, you know, and build these relationships with city agencies to, you know, to create change.
Yeah. Seeing as like you said you were a grassroots kind of organization, how is it that you get like your information out there? Like how is it that people find out about?
Oh, social media, Facebook, Facebook, Twitter, really word of mouth too, and really creating a presence. You know, a lot of organizations, you know, they want to reach the communities, but they're stuck behind a desk in an office, and that's not really creating a presence. You know, I think a lot of the initial work that we did, people gravitated to us because they saw us out there every day, and in seeing us out there every day, they would stop, they would ask questions. You know, before we knew it, neighbors were contributing, you know, and they would even bring us water, you know, bring the kids some cookies. So, you know, it even made older people that weren't necessarily in a position where they can pick up garbage, you know, they also felt like they contributed time.
Like, how much is the Parks Department involved in like what you want to do, or if they have any involvement at all?
Well, we take kids out with us,
Okay.
and we do events in parks. So we work closely with a couple of the park managers. But they've been very good to us, and even in our local block beautification projects, they have provided us with mulch for our trees. We've adopted about 28 street trees on New Bolden, Virginia. So Parks Department has worked very closely with us, and we really appreciate that.
Okay. I know you've gotten some awards for some of the projects that you've done. How is it, like, how do you feel knowing that, like, you started from scratch and you became something and it became a presence? Like, how is it, what do those awards mean to you?
You know, it's really weird because we never started this for any type of recognition, you know, and we like to collaborate a lot and not take the limelight, but really work with other organizations to kind of build capacity. But it does feel good. You know, it feels good because it's not something that we were looking for, you know, so yeah, it always feels good when you get that phone call or that email like, hey, we're giving you an award. And I'm like, oh, great, thanks, you know. So it does feel good.
What are your goals? Like, are there any goals that you haven't met yet? Or?
Yeah, well, we're actually, we're growing, which is nice. And we're working with an attorney to finalize an application for 501c3 status, which is a IRS tax exemption, which will actually put us in a better position to get more grant funding. Okay. I mean, down the line, we hope to have like full programs, after school programs, summer programs, programs in parks, and maybe run it like a community development center. Okay.
What are so you were talking about social media. What are some of the Facebook pages or some other social media that they can contact you and that they can?
Well, you can visit us at and follow us, like us, please, at www.facebook.com/give.inc, INC. Our events, you know, depending on who they're affiliated with, they'll be listed on either New York City Parks and Recreation website or Partnerships for Park, which has helped us a lot along the way. And sometimes if we're doing an event like at Starlight Park, or we're doing some work with the Bronx River Alliance, you can always check out bronxriver.org.
Okay. Yeah, well, thank you. And we'll be back more with the Bronx Journal.
I think it breaks a little to the left.
To the right.
Nope, straight.
I told you it was going right. Get up, get up, get up, and be a player. Get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up, get up, and be a player. Get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up, get up, and be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day.
For fun playtime ideas, go online. Just don't stay long.
Hello and welcome back to the Bronx Journal. My name is Liz Gomez. Have you ever had a dream that you never thought would become true? Did you ever think that being on a stage was too much for you? Well, we have a special guest who was born in the Dominican Republic and raised in the Bronx. Now he's living his dream as a successful singer and songwriter. Stanley Ramirez, aka El Palau, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm more than happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. So, tell me a little bit of the story. When did you realize that you wanted to be, that you want to sing professionally?
Well, I think it was always my dream from going, if I can go back as far as being a little boy, dancing in front of the TV and looking at the other stars on TV. Always, my passion was always to be something like that. And as I grew older, my passion just continued to grow with me. And it's something that came to a point in high school where it was just, you know, I got together with a group of friends and we started what was my first opportunity to perform in front of people, and I found then that it's really what I really wanted to do.
Like what age, more or less? How old you were?
I was 16 in high school when I first came into high school, and That is when I wrote my first song, when I went on stage for my first time, when I tried it out to see if it's really what I wanted to do, and I fell in love even more after that. So yes, it's something that I think I was, like they say, born with.
Oh, that's good. Was there a time when you realized that you really could make it as a performing artist?
Well, you know, you believe in yourself first. So I think I always believed that I could do it. I think I got reassurance when I went on stage and people cheered and applauded and really liked what we were doing. So that there even gave me even more faith that I should continue, that I should go strive and do more of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your life as a performance and what that means to you?
Well, performing live is the seal of your passion. I mean, when you go on live is when you actually have fun, you know. Everything else before that is planning and writing and rehearsing. But when you go on stage live, this is it. This is when you go and you have fun. You actually have fun. It's just like a baseball player. You know, it's a lot of practice all year, and then when you get to go on a bat, it's really when you shine and you have fun and you enjoy yourself.
What have you experienced so far in your singing career?
Well, I've experienced a lot of things. I've traveled a lot to the Dominican Republic, which is where merengue is founded. I've experienced a lot of performances with different artists, a lot of stars, a lot of bigger stars than I am, and it's been all joyful. It's been fun. It's been passionate. It's been telling me do it more, do it more, do it more, and you know, it's been really fun.
Good. There is a question that everybody wants to know. Why did you choose the name El Pelao? That was something that...
Well, it's not hard to put together. I mean, but it really originally came from the group of guys. It's a band. We have a band of 12 musicians, and you know, when you spend a lot of time with a lot of guys, a lot of names come up, and it's either Joey or Mikey, or you know, they look at something about you that they want to call you, and that's how the name came about. It comes about me not having any hair. El Pelao.
Oh, that's nice. Also, what have been your ups and downs in your singing career?
My ups and downs, I had an experience with the music where I was very close to doing a lot of big things, and the people, the management, the promoters that I had at that time, things didn't go as we planned, and that kind of made me second guess myself that, you know, is it worth doing it and things like that. But when I came out of that, you know, I came out stronger, believing myself more. I took that as knowledge of the business, and I took it to where, you know, I said, you know what, thank God I'm here, I'm still here, I'm doing it, and I've done bigger things than that. So, you know, I'm very centered of the business as it is. Music is a very strong business.
As we know, you are a singer and a songwriter, but did you compose your own lyrics?
Yeah, I've composed about 90% of my music. Some music, as a new artist, you sometimes have to sing someone else's lyrics so that you become known. You know, that is very common. A lot of big stars done it, you know, all the way from Michael Jackson's and everybody else. Everybody's done something of someone else. So.
Why did you choose merengue? That's something that identifies you as a Dominican, or you would?
I think it goes back to being a little boy in front of the TV, and that is our root. Dominicans, that's what we do, merengue. Even though there's a lot of other styles of music and rhythms that's being done in Dominican Republic, but my passion, I went with the guys that sang merengue, and this is what I think of, and this is what I feel. This is what everything I do are based on that rhythm. That's my passion, yes.
Okay. Where did you find inspiration when writing a song?
Inspiration comes from things you live by, experiences you encounter on a daily basis. I've tried to sit down and write a song, like I felt like, let me go write a song. It doesn't happen like that. Writing a song is natural. It's something that you can be showering, for example, and things come up. Or you're driving, or you're at work, you're in school, it happens automatically. And you have to stop. When that moment comes, I found myself having to stop what I'm doing and go in and write that song. or at least try to write that song. And sometimes it's just scraps. But
Scraps, yeah.
you know, that's how it happens. It's inspiration.
Oh, with what song did you become popular? With what song people recognize you?
The number one song was Las Mujeres de Nueva York. It's a song based on a typical summer in New York, where fire hydrants are open, people are walking around in the streets, guys are having fun with loud music in their cars. So I took a song from a well-known salsa group, Puerto Rican group, El Gran Combo, and the idea was to take a very popular song, take the chorus, and make a merengue out of that, talking about a summer in New York. So we went to Manhattan, we went to Brooklyn, we went to the Bronx, we went to Queens. We recorded in popular areas so that when you saw the video, that you can relate, oh, I've been there. I've heard that song before. And that gave me a lot of radio play, a lot of TV plays. It was a very, very well talked about song in our community.
That's good. Which of your albums is your favorite?
I have one album. Second album is not released yet. We're working with the record label, but it's already an album on iTunes, on Amazon, and all over the place. Sunflower Music Group is a company that has that, and it's a very, for being my first album, it's very powerful, very powerful. We have a couple of hit songs on that album. I'm very happy with the results of that. Like I said, it's my first album, and it's better music to come.
How hard you push yourself?
Very, very hard. Like I said before, this is what I feel and think and do on a daily basis. And when you have the passion like that, to me, every conversation is going to end up in music. It's going to end up with, you know, hey, do you know someone? Or is anybody you can get me to? Or what have you done? Do you know music? It's always going to end up in music. Me,
nice.
It's music.
That's good. Who is your favorite artist?
For my gender, Dominican Republic, my idol is Fernando Villalona.
Why him?
Why him? He is what we call the role model of merengue. I mean, you know, we all choose who we like and things we like, and this is the guy I like. You know?
Okay. What were your biggest challenges becoming a singer?
Challenges is people believing in you, especially your family members. Like they're the last one to realize that, hey, this guy got talent. Let me listen to what he has to say. But I think I've overcame that already. I mean, the live shows and them coming to see me has already put that behind. But that was, you know, at a point in my life was very crucial where, you know, you give somebody a CD and they don't give you the response you're looking for.
What if somebody wants to reach you, what's the contact information?
Well, it's very easy. El Pelao Mambo on Facebook, El Pelao 1 on Twitter, YouTube, Google.
Okay.
El Pelao is very popular when it comes to that.
Thank you, Pelao, for being here. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And now, I leave you with a small clip from El Pelao's video, Las Mujeres de Nueva York. After the clip, we'll be back with more of the Bronx Journal.
Las mujeres de Nueva York, tan buenas todas. Las mujeres de Nueva York, tan buenas todas. Ya tú sabes quién yo soy, el hijo de Selenia. El Pelao. Ya llegó el verano con mucho calor. Ya llegó el verano con mucho calor. Vamos a abrir una pompa que se joda todo. Vamos a abrir una pompa que se joda todo. que están ustedes.
Las mujeres en Nueva York, tan buenas todas. Las mujeres en Nueva York, tan buenas todas.
En la 158,
Tan buenas todas.
y en la 190,
Tan buenas todas.
en la 145.
Tan buenas todas.
¿Y qué pasó con la del Bronx?
Tan buenas todas.
Las mujeres de New Jersey,
Tan buenas todas.
también buena la de Brooklyn.
Tan buenas todas.
¿Y qué pasó con la de Queens?
Tan buenas todas. Si te quieres divertir con encanto y con primor, solo tienes que vivir un verano en Nueva York. Un verano en Nueva York.
Pero cuántas mujeres buenas. El que viene a Nueva York,
No se quiere ir,
el que viene a Nueva York.
no se quiere ir.
Y si viene aquí en verano, ni te voy a decir. Y si viene aquí en verano,
Y te voy a decir,
esto es gozadera, de noche y de día. Esto es gozadera, de noche y de día. Aquí sí se baila, hasta el otro día. Aquí sí se goza, hasta el otro día.
las mujeres en Nueva York, tan buenas todas. Las mujeres en Nueva York, tan buenas todas. Si te quieres divertir con encanto y con primor, solo tienes que vivir un verano en Nueva York. Un verano en Nueva York. Un verano en Nueva York. A las mujeres les gusta el swing de pelado.
¿Cómo?
A las mujeres les gusta el swing de
Soy
pelado.
que tengo el swing.
A las mujeres les gusta el swing de pelado.
Thank you,
A las
mami.
mujeres les gusta el swing.
Del pelao.
Las mujeres en Nueva York, tan buenas todas. Las mujeres en Nueva York, tan buenas todas. A las mujeres les gusta el swing de pelado.
Yo sé que te
A las
gusta.
mujeres les gusta el swing de pelado.
Estoy bueno, ¿verdad que sí,
A las mujeres les
mami?
gusta el swing de pelado. A
Thank you otra
las mujeres
vez.
les gusta el swing. Tan buenas todas.
Juancito, mira cómo tengo tú esa mami volviéndose loca por mí.
Las mujeres en Nueva York, si te quieres divertir con encanto y con primor, solo tienes que vivir
Yo soy el
un
pelao.
verano en Nueva York. Un verano en Nueva York. Las mujeres en Nueva York, tan buenas todas.
Hi, how are you doing today?
What looks good?
Our special today is shrimp scampi. It's been sitting around for about a week.
Excuse me. What time are you guys leaving? We're gonna rob your house tonight.
Don't you wish there were warnings to protect you from life's risks? With diabetes, there is one. It's called A1C, a simple blood test that helps measure your risk of a heart attack and other complications. Learn more at diabetesaA1c.org.
Welcome back to the Bronx Journal. My name is Angel Pinto. Hailing from the Bronx, our next guest has worked with the likes of rap superstars 50 Cent, Fat Joe, French Montana, and Busta Rhymes, just to name a few. He has been responsible for directing, shooting, and providing the videos for many of these top artists' records. His work behind the lens has garnered plenty of attention, and we expect to hear his name in the near future, perhaps in the world of film. His work has taken him all over the country. Here today to speak of his experiences and work as a video director. Welcome to the program, Jay Cruz. So tell the world about who's Jay Cruz. Tell everybody at home who's not familiar with yourself.
Jay Cruz is an independent music video director / editor from the Bronx. A father, you know.
How long have you been doing this for those who not familiar with yourself?
I've been doing this since 2010. It's going on 4 years now, like 3 years.
Only 4 years. I'm surprised because I mean I've seen some of your work. You would think you've been doing this for a couple years, man.
Nah,
so
thank you.
I guess that's a compliment. Good for you.
Appreciate
So tell the people how did it all begin? Was this a hobby that you had at one time? How did this come to where you are right now, shooting for 50 Cent, Fat Joe, French Montana?
Well, it started in 2010. Well, it actually started. I got laid off. I was working at an architectural firm for a couple years, and I got laid off in 2009, and basically found myself with nothing to do. I've always had friends that were part of the hip hop industry. So, you know, two in particular friends, they were, you know, they were in the hip hop industry, and I noticed that a lot of these small cameras were becoming popular, and a lot of music videos were being made on a, you know, low budget scale.
I mean, anybody familiar with the whole directing process and editing process knows it's crazy. I know you have a team, the SSG. Tell people about that. Do you have anybody working with you? Does anybody help you? Is it a one-man army? How is it going?
SSG is like the whole company in full, you know what I'm saying? And within that, we got a whole bunch of other different companies and stuff like that. But, you know, as far as directing it, you know, it's just basically me by myself.
What does SSG stand for?
Well, it stands for Scheme, Scams, and Grams.
All right.
You know, which is something I put together, you know, back in 2002. You know, it's a small little independent company, which means we got music videos, we got dogs, we have a clothing company, we have a modeling agency, we also have a female line, which is called Sexy, Smart, and Gorgeous.
Oh, you guys doing it all.
So yeah, but you know, the music, the videos basically is like the foundation. You know,
so
we use the videos to basically promote, you know, all the other.
Definitely. It seems like you've been doing this a lot, so you've been professional. But tell people, do you remember your first video? How did you feel? Were you nervous?
Well, my first video was for a friend of mine named TA, which is, he's down with a Terror Squad.
All right.
And which is the reason why I actually bought the camera, was to actually film for him, because, you know, he was getting like, you know, there was a lot of favoritism going on where they didn't want to shoot for him.
Okay.
So me, you know, we childhood friends. I said, listen, I told him I got you. And he's looking at me like, what do you mean? You know, like, I'm going to shoot videos. He thought I was crazy, you know. So, you know, after learning and teaching myself, you know, buying books, I learned Final Cut 7 first.
So you learned this all on your own?
Yeah, well, I had a buddy of mine that, you know, he did a lot of film editing, and he basically taught me like the basics to Final Cut, you know, like importing, exporting, but everything else I had to learn on my own. You know, YouTube, you know, and just watching and stuff like that.
Crazy.
But so, you know, to answer your question in terms of the first video, I wasn't really nervous at all, because, you know, I knew the guy, you know what I'm saying? It was just, you know, learning the basics of the cameras and stuff like that. But the project actually turned out, you know, better than a lot of videos that I've done, you know, within the last year. So, which is interesting.
You started good.
You know?
You started with a little fresh hit.
Yeah.
Man.
I was a little more comfortable, you know, because I knew the guy and stuff like that. So and plus I shot on automatic.
So is that what it is when you're close to somebody, when you're doing a video for a friend or a colleague? Are you more familiar? Are you more like chill? Are you more cool with it?
Before, you know what I'm saying? Like when I first started, you know, I had to build the confidence up to, you know what I mean, and build the courage up to, you know, tell a celebrity
Most
to,
definitely.
you know, stand over here, you know, and actually to believe in your vision.
All right.
You know,
well, like I said, it's a process from getting to one part of the video to the end. What's the process of that video? How do you choose the scenes, the visions? So if I'm coming to you as an artist, I want this video done. How will it start? How does the process?
It'll be an initial conversation between you and I. You know, I'll ask you your thoughts, you know, any ideas that you had. I will have you send me over the record. I will sit down with the record. You know, most of the time, you know, a lot of artists, they'll provide like a certain for me to work on. You know, they say, you know, I want this to be a club record. You know, and then I'll just add my own little twist into it. So then there's a treatment. You know, I sit down, I put a treatment together with reference photos, and, you know, I use other videos to kind of like get a style of direction that I'm going in, and I'll submit the treatment. If the treatment is approved, then
does this same process work with like marquee names with 50 Cent? Does the same process that comes to video, does the same with a regular artist, a friend of yours, to a big name like 50 Cent?
I mean, working with 50, honestly, like 50 is very hands-on. So there's really never been like like the videos that I've done I worked with him on, there's never been like a treatment. It was ideas, and we went in and we just shot it. You know, basically with him. You know, 50's he's a whole different animal when it comes to the whole filming thing. Well, you know, like he actually gets down and looks at the cameras, and you know, he has a big influence, and also he provides a lot of direction for us anyway. So it's easy working with him.
Yeah. So I'm like you mentioned that, but with other names, how is that like working with big names? Are you nervous at any point?
Oh, absolutely. You're always nervous, you know, because you know, I know that there's a lot of doubt. You know, that there's you know, there's the fear of not completing the project, and it's just, you know, it's a lot of stress that goes down. You know, I edit a lot of my own stuff, so you know, a lot of these directors, they get there, they shoot, and they leave the rest for the editors. I actually have to clean it up. So if something is not right, you know, on the actual set, I gotta fix it up at the end. You know what I mean? I'm responsible for 100% of the project.
I agree. Well, your resume speaks for itself. I mentioned the type of names you work with. How did the collaboration begin? Did they call you? Did they see a specific video, anything like that?
Well,
because everybody wishes that 50 Cent could call them for their videos.
Nah, I mean, actually, with the 50 Cent, same as Fat Joe. The Fat Joe went through a T8. You know, they needed a cameraman to follow them around overseas, and T8 being my best friend, you know, he recommended me. I went along and I built that relationship with Joe. The 50 Cent situation came by. We were shooting the video, me and E. Ferreira, we were shooting the video out in New Orleans for Kid Kid.
Oh yeah, I remember.
We featured 50 Cent.
OJ, right?
No, that was Scheming.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we shot that in New Orleans. Like, we just went out there, 2 kids from the Bronx, you know, with our gear. We ran out there and flying cockroaches all over the place. It was crazy. So we get out there, and 50 Cent had us wait for like 12 hours. You know, we waited on set. He finally showed up, and he seen us, and he was like, "Where you guys are based out of?" We said, "From the Bronx." And he said, "The Bronx." So he was kind of impressed. He looked at the equipment, and he was like, "And you guys are from the Bronx?" So that night, before we even shot, we probably had like a 2-hour conversation. 50 Cent just talking, and then we shot the scene.
What were some of the things he was telling you? I mean, this is like 50 Cent. Well, like, everybody would think he giving a lot of knowledge.
I mean, anybody that knows 50 Cent, man, I've had that conversation with 50. He loves to talk. You know, so he was just talking about everything, man. Movies and music, and it was uncomfortable at times because he was just looking dead in your eyes.
I mean,
he's talking to you, and I just meeting him, and he's just there talking to you, and I'm like, you know, but. So you know, after that, he flew us out to Vegas, which was I think it was the weekend of the Mayweather and Cotto fight.
Oh God.
He flew us out to Vegas, and we shot like 4 videos for him out there.
Oh, all right. Well, like I said, your resume definitely speaks for itself. Give the viewers your contact information, because they're definitely going to see the videos you're about to show us right now. Give them your contact information, your website, where they can contact you, maybe possibly do a video work with you in the future.
Well, all my information is on www.ssglifestyle.com. The email is jcruz@ssgfilms.com.
Jay Cruz, it was a pleasure having you, being a guest. We're gonna leave. We're gonna give the viewers some of your work, some of your videos, latest ones you've done. We hope they enjoy it. We'll be back with more of the Bronx Journal.
I'm insane, yeah. Shit change, I'm the head of that bang, anywhere gang. Make it rain, trick, make it rain. I hold on to mine and buy more cocaine. Off the chain, nigga, I ain't playing. I get in with the semi nigga stun, I let it rain. He rap, I rap, but we ain't the same. He love a dame, I run a train. Canary yellow rocks in my ring. Everything private, my hoes in my planes. Harry now bartender, more champagne. I shine like chrome and terrors on the range. I stunt when I want, I ain't never gon' change. That gold little wood in my Cartier frames. This what happened when the baby kids blow up, I'm on out this bitch. I ball out, bottle after bottle till I fall out. I stunt, I do it my way. I'm on now, get my money long now. Look at here, nigga, you ain't got to like me. You don't like me? Get busy, do something. Get busy, you don't like me?
Nigga. Tell me why you don't like me, my chain too icy. The diamonds on my bright lens striking like lightning, blowing cake on your wifey. She licking the icing, and it's not even my birthday. She telling me she love me, I don't want to be a hubby, and plus your ass ain't supposed to be here in the first place. Nowadays the holla kid, let me hold something. Look nigga, cause I know you, I don't know you nothing. With your broke ass, whole ass. Type of nigga go and get ride with no mask. Ride a game thing, play the bench and watch us ball. It's my night ball, better luck tomorrow. Humble balls, blunt smoking, big ballin', shit talking, bins talking, wrist glossing, click flossing. Tell a waitress bring the bottles with the top sparkling. Say money toast, nigga, my shit arguing.
I fall out bottle after bottle till I fall out. I stunt, I do it my way. I'm on now, get my money long now. Look at here, nigga, you ain't got to like me. You don't like me? Get busy, do something. Get busy, you don't like me? Get busy, do something. Get busy, like me.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital. I feel like a fish with no water.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor. Because even one attack is one too many.
Welcome back to the Bronx Journal. I am your host, Melissa Fernandez. Music like salsa and bachata are not only popular in the Caribbean countries, but also all around the United States. However, some people complain that they feel as if they have two left feet, or they feel embarrassed because these types of dance may seem to be too complicated. Tonight, I have the pleasure to invite and introduce the owner and one of the instructors of an excellent bachata and salsa studio located in the Bronx, Omar Martinez of Mambo 101 Dance Studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me today.
How you doing?
Very good.
Can you please tell us a little bit about the history of your business and how did you get started in your business?
Sure. I started dancing in 1998. I was living in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, and my day job, I worked from 7 to 3. So I was walking around the neighborhood in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, and came across this dance school. It's called La Salsa de Hoy, where I met a wonderful instructor. His name is Joe Delgado, which unfortunately recently passed away. But this guy took me under his wing and showed me everything that I needed to know. And I knew after taking classes with him over a year that this is what I wanted to do with my free time. I wanted to do what he did, show regular people how to dance, and eventually get my own dance school.
When did you open up your business and where?
I incorporated my business in the year 2000, but I actually opened up my own dance school in 2003. So this coming October, I'll be in business, in 2000. This coming October, I am in business 13 years.
When you started your business, you started teaching salsa, or you also had bachata? Whose idea was to introduce bachata?
When I first started, we only taught salsa for a good chunk of the years in business. Just recently, within the last 2 years, there's been a large explosion of people wanting to learn how to dance bachata and different styles of bachata. And it just so happened one of my instructors was a really good bachata dancer, so I gave him a class, and that class has been amazing ever since.
How hard do you think it's for people to learn how to dance salsa and bachata?
The funny thing is that people come in and they have this misconception that because salsa or bachata or any form of dance is such a social thing that they don't have to practice. They come in and say, oh, I already know how to dance. But if they take their time and learn the foundation correctly, it's really not that hard at all, as long as they do everything that we need them to do. If they come to the practice parties, if they take more than one class a week, they can learn pretty quickly.
Do you go to salsa meetings or conventions?
They have these things that are called salsa congresses, and they're held by different people all around the world, in Japan and in Germany and Dubai. The congresses are, for lack of a better word, an exhibition for different schools to come in. So people fly into these things and show their dance routines and teach classes as well. But we have gone to them, yes.
Can you talk about shows like you have done, such as parades or performances?
Sure. We've done approximately about 4 parades dancing for different people. About 2 years ago, we actually walked in the parade with Victor Cruz from the New York Giants. We also, for a good, I would say about 8 years, danced on a cruise ship where we were hired to go dance and teach and dance for big bands like a Gran Combo, Gilberto Santa Rosa, Victor Manuel. I could just keep going on and on and on. A ton of people we've danced for.
If I am not mistaken, every year all the instructors travel as a group to other places and show their talents. When you go to these places, do they compete with other dance studios?
No, because the vision for my school has never been a competition school. There are schools that's their main focus, that they compete and they go and do all of these challenges and stuff. We don't do that. We go to the congresses and we show our dance routines and things like that. But my focus is for the regular Joe Schmo that's gone to a club and seen someone dance salsa and wants to learn. That's who I focus my attention on.
So how many hours per week is the class, and how many studios do you have?
The classes are normally 2 hours a week. So for instance, I have a class on Mondays from 7 to 9 p.m. and that person would come every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. They can eventually take more than one class a week, but not until like the first 3 months. And right now I only have one studio, one location, but in that one studio I have 3 rooms that we teach in. 95% of the other studios, what they have is one big room, and they'll teach 3 classes in that one room, but beginners, intermediate, advanced. We don't do that. We focus one room, one group.
What style of salsa and bachata do you offer in your school?
We teach what's called Mambo on 2. And bachata, we teach Dominican style bachata.
What do you think make your students learn fast, and how the class are held?
What we do is we try to motivate all of our students. We motivate them to do other things. We motivate them to come more than one time a week. We motivate them to come to different dance functions that we have as well. We'll have, for instance, like a class outing where we'll all go to, like, let's say a club. So in lieu of going to a class, we'll say, right, next Monday, we're not going to go to class. We're all going to meet at a particular club and let them dance socially as well.
If I want to take the class, do I need to bring a partner?
Absolutely not. That's the one question that I'm always asked. You can come by yourself, or even if you do come with your mate, what I usually do is the whole class rotates. So let's say, for instance, if your husband's with you and he's having a hard time dancing, the class rotates. And by the time he gets back to you, he'll feel a lot better, because couples dancing together as they're learning doesn't really work well. They start to argue with each other.
Oh, okay. And what's the fee for the class?
The classes are $65 a month plus a $10 registration fee. So the classes are held once a week, 2 hours each class.
Okay. Can you tell us how can we reach you if we're interested in the class?
Sure. You can reach us at on our email, which is mambosalsa101@aol.com, or you can catch us on the web on mambo101dancestudio.com, or you can find us on Facebook as well as under Mambo 101.
Once again, thank you, Omar Martinez, for coming to the show and joining us. And we'll see you next time with another edition of the Bronx Journal. Before we go, we will leave you with Mambo 101 performance.
Yo les quiero decir de una experiencia que le pasó a un familiar. Mi hermano ha perdido la vida solo en la calle sin que nadie lo supiera. Consejos no cogió, mensaje no escuchó y por eso él no está conmigo. Estamos todos heridos con la muerte de mi querido hermano. Dios, quítame este dolor. Hoy yo sé que yo no tengo que vivir de esa manera, en la calle perdido. Solo por hoy yo no quiero beber, no me quiero endrogar. Yo no quiero morir. Yo lo que quiero es vivir. Nuestros familiares tan buscan con la insanidad. Sufrir, nadie quiere más. Lo que aquí queremos es recuperar. Y ahora se ha iluminado mi vida porque me han dado otra oportunidad. Yo estoy aprendiendo cómo vivir un día a la vez. Solo por hoy, solo por hoy, solo por hoy. Quiero vivir la vida con claridad. Solo por hoy, yo quisiera vivir siempre tranquilo. Solo por hoy, levantarme y sonreír a la vida. Solo por hoy, si así lo quiso el destino, pues que sea así. Solo por hoy, gracias a Dios por dejarme vivir. Solo por hoy.